How long have you worked at your current job?
I've been working at the company for 12 years. I worked for 8 years as a sales associate, and I've been a sales manager for 4 years.
And after 12 years, why are you thinking about leaving?
I think now is the right time for me to move on to my next challenge. I've accomplished a lot at my current job, but I'm ready to take the next step in my career.
And what would you hope to accomplish here?
I would like to have the opportunity to become the director of the sales department at your company. I want to turn this sales department into the most effective and successful in the industry.
I like your ambition.
How often did you give presentations at your last job?
I was required to give presentations quite often at my previous job. I gave sales presentations to potential clients in order to gain their business. I also gave presentations to existing customers to inform them of our results and to demonstrate how our firm added value to their business. On top of that, I gave weekly presentations to the sales director to inform her about our progress.
You have a lot of experience giving presentations.
Yes, I do. I feel very comfortable speaking in front of others, and I can be quite persuasive. I think giving presentations is one of my strengths.
Would you feel comfortable speaking in front of a large audience?
Yes, I would feel comfortable doing that. Speaking in front of a large audience does not bother me at all.
That is good to hear.
How often did you give sales presentations at your last job?
I never gave sales presentations at my last job. I worked on the sales team and I helped prepare the presentations, but a more senior member always gave the presentation.
This job requires that you make sales presentations often. Do you feel like you will be able to do that successfully?
Absolutely. Like I said, I spent a lot of time preparing presentations, so I know exactly how to prepare an excellent and persuasive presentation. Also, I've watched experienced salespeople give many presentations, and I know that I have the ability to do it too.
Do you have any experience speaking in public?
Of course, I was on the debate team when I was in university, and I gave weekly presentations to management at my previous job. I feel comfortable speaking in front of other people, and I know that I would be able to do a good job.
Well, I like your confidence, and it is good that you have some experience speaking in public. How would you describe yourself?
I would say that I'm a very friendly person who is easy to work with, but I would say that I'm not very talkative. I prefer to listen rather than speak.
How do you think that affects your relationships with coworkers?
I think it helps me create strong relationships with coworkers. My coworkers seem to like me because I listen to their ideas and feelings.
Would you feel comfortable leading a meeting or giving a sales presentation?
Of course, I said that I'm quiet, but I'm not shy. I feel comfortable talking with other people and speaking in public. I just think that it's very important to be a good listener.
I agree with that, and I am glad to hear that you feel comfortable speaking in public because giving presentations is a big part of this position.
How do you deal with stressful situations?
I usually take a break in order to clear my mind. I try to separate myself from the stressful situation.
How do you separate yourself?
Usually I take a walk, but sometimes I do other things, like enjoying a cup of coffee in the park, calling my mom, or going to the gym. Really, I try to do anything that takes my mind off the problem.
Can you give me an example of when you did this?
Sure, about 6 months ago, I faced a major problem. My client was demanding that we complete their order by a certain date, but my production staff kept telling me that it was impossible. This was very stressful, so I took a little break and gave everybody some time to calm down. And then I went back and talked to everybody again. In the end, we were able to reach a compromise that satisfied everybody.
That's great. Similar situations occur quite often at our company.
Well, I have a lot of experience dealing with those situations.
How would your family describe you?
My family would say that I am generous, talkative, and goofy.
How does this compare with how you are at work?
At work, I am still generous and a bit talkative, but I tend to be more serious. I think that the workplace requires more seriousness than when I am at home with my family or out with my friends.
Okay. And why would your family say that you are generous?
I like to share. I think it is better to enjoy things with other people rather than alone. Also, making other people happy makes me happy too. This also applies to work as well.
That's great to hear. We try to create a family-like environment at our company. We want everyone to get along, help each other, and be generous.
I would have no problem doing that.
How would your former boss describe your personality?
I think my former boss would describe me as active and helpful. She always used to say that I was a great team player.
Why did she say that?
She said that because I enjoyed working in a group and I like helping my coworkers. For example, if I finish all of my work for the day and I am getting ready to head home, but then I see a coworker working late, I will usually offer to stay late and help them.
That is very kind of you.
I believe that coworkers should help each other whenever possible. It creates a better working environment for everyone and helps the group produce better results.
I couldn't agree with you more.
How would your former coworkers describe you?
I think that they would say I'm a hardworking person, but also fun to work with.
And why do you think they would say that?
My colleagues always know that I take my work seriously. I want to do my best, and I want my projects to have good results. However, I do like to joke around and have fun when it's appropriate. I think humor can improve results, productivity, and the work environment.
Can you explain why you think that?
Humor helps people stay relaxed. I think a relaxed and fun working environment where people enjoy working together is better than an uptight and stressful working environment. If people are stressed and burnt out, I think they are more likely to make mistakes and less likely to come up with new and creative ideas.
That's an interesting point. How would your strengths help you succeed at our company?
Your company is one of the global leaders in chemical sales. You're a market leader in many different countries all over the world. I have a lot of experience working with people from many different countries, and I speak 5 languages.
What languages do you speak?
My native language is Russian, but I'm also fluent in English and Japanese. I'm also proficient in Mandarin and German.
That is impressive. Besides languages, how would your experience benefit our company?
As I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of experience working with people from other countries. I know how to behave and how to do business in many countries. I can make strong and lasting relationships with customers all over the world.
That is a great skill to have in this business.
In your previous job, how much time did you spend working with foreign business people?
At my previous company, I worked as a salesperson for overseas markets. I was in charge of the South American market, so I have a lot of experience doing business with people from other countries.
How did you communicate with your clients?
I was in constant contact with all of my clients. I would send and receive emails with them daily, and I had a conference call with each client at least once a week. On top of that, we would travel to South America to meet with our clients once or twice a year.
What language did you use?
We mostly used English, but sometimes I used Spanish.
How many languages do you speak?
My native language is Swedish, but I also speak English fluently. I can also speak some Spanish, but I am not a fluent speaker yet.
In your previous job, how often did you use English?
To be honest, I did not use English a lot. Occasionally, I had to write an email in English or participate in a conference call in English.
Well, in this job, you will need to use English daily. Would you feel comfortable doing that?
Absolutely. I've been preparing for a position like this for years. I've been taking an English class every weekday for 2 years, and I study English on my own every day. One of the main reasons that I'm applying for this job is that I want a chance to use my English skills in business.
I see. It seems like your English is perfect.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to hear you say that because I've put a lot of time and effort into learning English.
So, what is your native language?
I grew up in Colombia, so my first language is Spanish. But I've been learning English since I was in elementary school. I also speak some Mandarin.
In your previous position, how much time did you spend in meetings?
At my previous company, we had at least a few meetings each week. Each meeting lasted anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours. During the meetings, we planned new projects, discussed problems and issues, and assigned tasks and responsibilities.
Did you find these meetings to be helpful?
For the most part, the meetings were useful and productive. We were able to discuss ideas and work together to come up with strategies and plans. I think our team was successful because we worked well together in these meetings.
How did you behave during these meetings?
I listened with an open mind to everyone's ideas, and I shared my ideas and opinions whenever I thought they would be helpful.
Would you feel comfortable leading a meeting?
Yes, I would. Actually, I have led a couple of meetings before. Whenever my boss was sick or away on business, I was in charge of leading the meetings.
In your previous position, how much time did you spend planning new projects?
In my last position, I was often working on multiple projects at one time. As the online marketing specialist, I had to work with many of our product teams in order to create an online marketing strategy for each product. So I spent a lot of time planning on my own and planning together with the product teams.
What do you think is the key to making a successful plan?
I think the key to success when planning a project is open and honest communication. If every member of the team brings their ideas to the table and everyone openly discusses the ideas in an honest and respectful way, then creating a solid plan is possible. Also, it's important to learn from one's mistakes in past projects. It's important to remember what worked and what didn't work in the past.
In your experience, what is something that can negatively affect a new project?
Something that really hurts the development of a new project is when people are being stubborn. Sometimes people become attached to their own ideas and they don't listen to other people. If this happens, the project's results usually suffer.